I hated school growing up, though. One of the things that pissed me off about school growing up is the fact that they made me take Spanish class. Now, it's not that I was against kids learning Spanish, it's just that I was against me learning Spanish because I wasn't even passing English class. It's problematic. That's why I say I owe a big thanks to the LGBT community, because to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know what a pronoun was until these cats started marching about it. Well, I hated school growing up, though. One of the things that pissed me off about school growing up is the fact that they made me take Spanish class. Now, it's not that I was against kids learning Spanish, it's just that I was against me learning Spanish because I wasn't even passing English class. It's problematic. That's why I say I owe a big thanks to the LGBT community, because to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know what a pronoun was until these cats started marching about it.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of NoOutletLive. Are you considering or curious about how you can start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly, with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
We've been drinking like we're dying, driving like we stole the damn thing. We're all deranged and damaged, but goddamn it, I love it. Goddamn it, I love it, and we deserve to be loved, hell of a lot more than we've been here. Yet most days I can't even look at myself in the mirror. Yeah, I feel so small in this city. Yeah, I feel so ugly in this world. Please accept us how we are. Just accept us how we are. Do you see what's wrong with everything in this place? Or is it just me? Strip my skin from its skeleton, break apart every bare bone. Use my hair as your kindling, and make my insides your home. You're never alone. Take from within what you will. Suck the blood straight from my feet. Discard every shred of evidence. Oh, I see a world with less people like me.
No Outlet Live.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here. Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
Chapter systems are offline.
Number one. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
No Outlet Live with your favorite hosts on the North Coast, Jeremy Tomesek and Jarrod Stover. The road to boredom ends here.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
No Outlet Live.
Welcome back. It's another episode of No Outlet Live, the best live podcast you'll find on the internet. Right now we are streaming live on Facebook Live. Make sure that you follow us because this is where the live show is going to be. You can always call in at 216-647-0064. We are presented by Flathouse Press and Guardian Roadside Solutions. If you're stuck on the side of the road, call a Guardian. You can find the show anywhere you listen or watch podcasts. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and of course Facebook Live for the video feed. If you want to watch my beautiful face do this ridiculous, insane clown show of a podcast, you could always find us in them places. The audio versions are on Apple, Google, Anchor FM, the iHeartRadio app, Amazon Music, Audible, CastBox, and more. I am your host, Jeremy Tomesek. Yeah, thank you. And our co-host is out. Right now he is out of town. He is out of the city. He is at a punk rock festival. So you will be seeing him next week. He's returning. We're working on a lot of big things for you guys. But in the meantime, I do have a sit-in guest host. Welcome yourselves to T. the Beast.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on, man? I want to talk to you about something real quick. So you're somebody that I met at my job,
Right.
and we started conversing about hip hop music and stuff like that. And I told you that I was a rapper, and you were like, "Oh, I'm a rapper too." And we exchanged audios and stuff, and I was extremely surprised. But I do got to ask you, how much of your material is based around biblical preferences and things of religion?
Well, I'd probably say a lot more now than I used to. You know, I used to do a lot of just regular rapping. You know how that goes, the jewelry,
Gang,
women,
shoot 'em up,
you know,
got
da, da, da.
bitches.
Yeah, but I guess I got to a point where I felt more mature about rapping. Like when I wanted to rap, I wanted to put a message out, not just rapping about the same old thing everybody else raps about. So I wanted to actually come from my own heart, passion, of what I feel, instead of just writing music about nonsense, really.
I feel the same exact way. I've always been doing the hip hop thing. I kind of, not to be somebody that's like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like a stan, but Eminem, when he came out with the 8 Mile thing, I was paying attention to him in '96 because of my uncles. I was only 6 years old, but they were playing his EP and the LP and stuff a lot around me, and I lived in the hood most of my life, so I was like, oh, there's somebody of my complexion that does the same stuff that I'm living in. And it really, it forced my hand into doing the hip hop thing. But we were discussing right before we started the show, you're a little older than me, and you were doing cassettes on a handheld.
Yeah, we actually had one of the old, like, it looks like the ones you put in like the police stations, the old police station,
like an interrogation.
Yeah, they just hit it and like record like an interrogation or something. Yeah, that's how we recorded. Yeah,
that is a wild thing, bro. Because I used to, my first cassettes, I did cassettes for a little bit when I was like, right around that time, I was like 6 years old, and I had a karaoke machine that had a cassette recorder and microphones on it, and I used to record cassettes all the time, and it's so crazy to look back at that time, right?
Yeah, nobody even knows what a cassette is anymore. Like, my kids have no clue what a
Like
cassette is when I
ruining
say
the tape.
Yeah, using a pencil to rewind it.
I mean, now we're getting to an age, it's so bad. It makes me feel like a dinosaur, but like, I feel like there's a lot of kids that don't know about scratching a disc.
Yeah, no, they don't know anything about records, period, anymore. Like, but they're starting to come back now, from what I understand. Like,
No,
vinyl.
not records.
Or
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about
about-
CD, disc.
Oh, discs, yeah, CDs. They don't even, like, people don't even use game discs anymore.
I used to be so anal about how people would. I'm still like that because I still do have CD.
Right.
I'm so anal about how people place the disc into whatever container it's in.
Yeah, there's definitely that's one of the worst things about letting people borrow stuff like that, is because they'd always come back scratched up or messed up. You know what I mean?
Ruined, completely ruined.
Yeah.
And I would
Lost a
see
few
it.
friends over that.
Dude, we all did. We all did. But think about beyond that, back when players used to eat the tape.
Yeah, eat the tape.
Dude, have you ever had like a VHS or a small cassette of audio just get eaten by a player?
Yeah, because I had a radio in my car that had a cassette player, which was funny because I had all those cassettes and I'm over there bumping stuff from 1998 that I used to have. But yeah, it ate stuff all the time, and you would hear it like it would sound like something went nuts, and then all of a sudden it's like smoking. Like, yeah, not
Yeah,
good.
that was crazy. I remember back at that time of still everything was on tape. My grandmother, she had got cable, and when the cable guys came, we had like the cable box back in the 90s, and when the guys came, my grandmother worked a night shift at the bar, so she would sleep during the day, and I was raised by my uncles, and my uncles used to be little street thugs. So when the guy came, they convinced them for some drugs to hook us up with the special. There was something you used to be able to do with
It's like a
the
pirate
cable
thing or something, right?
Yeah, we used to get like the Playboy channel and all that
Yeah.
stuff when I was really young.
Yeah, I don't know
And-
what the name of that is, but there's that everybody around the hood used to do the same thing. It was like you just hook them up, hey man.
Yeah,
Throw you
so
a blunt, man.
you hook somebody up, you give some bud or
Right.
whatever their
Yeah.
guilty pleasure is, and they'd hook you up with all of the channels that you like. Today, that would be like giving you free Max. It would be like giving you Max for free Showtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't, you can't get that anymore. But I remember at that time when she got the box with the free channels, my uncles persuaded them to get the free channels. She also went and bought, there was a VHS player where you could put a cassette in one from like, if you went to Blockbuster and rented a movie, you would rent the movie, put the cassette in one thing, and then you would put a blank cassette in the other, and we would be able to pirate movies all
Right.
the time. But there was always a gray fuzz area in the movie because they started figuring out how to fight the pirators.
Yeah, it's like a mark on the tape so that you can't do it.
So when you were really getting into like, do you like when you were younger? Did you like gangster rap?
Yeah, like that's where I kind of got the most of my passion from was Tupac rap.
Dude, Tupac's my guy. There's a picture of him right behind you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, it just happens to be there. But yeah, Tupac was a big influence to me.
Yeah.
I think "Me Against the World" was the first real song that I heard by Tupac.
It's just me against the world,
Me Against
baby.
the world, baby. Yeah. And yeah, just the way what he was talking about because I grew up in the hood too, in the rough area of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Well, grew up around a bunch of drugs and crack addicts and all that stuff. So growing up in that and then hearing him talk about it, but in a way to like keep positive, keep your head up, like keep moving, keep trying to do something better. It's just something that really stuck with me. So that's why I was more into that kind of rap. But I listened to all types of stuff. Snoop Dogg, Dre, that's the old school stuff. Bone Thugs and Harmony, of course, Cleveland, Ohio.
One of the first things I heard when I was younger, and I was being influenced by the hip hop movement. My uncles were crazy about Master P and Silk the Shocker.
He was super popular like towards the end of the 90s. Like he was because there was like certain groups that just like ran stuff for a little bit. And that was that No Limit era.
There was a full era. It was just like Lil Wayne. He took over the late 2000s, and there was 4 years where you couldn't change a station and not hear him.
Yeah, Lil Wayne, and then 50 Cent too. Of course, he had like when that Get Rich or Die Trying came out, like they ran.
Still
the
one of my
music
favorite
industry.
albums to this day.
Yeah, they ran the music industry for like 5 years. You know what I mean? Nobody, well, as far as the hip hop industry, nobody else was touching them. They were the highest selling artists at the time. So
Master P was touching on things though at that time because I remember I was way too young. I think I talked about this a couple episodes ago. My uncles had this VHS tape of I'm Bout It, and it was a movie that Master P had created himself about some young guys. They were selling crack, and they had all of these little nefarious things they were doing to make a living, and they turned around and started rapping instead of selling crack. Or at the time they were selling cell phones in this movie, but the cell phones were like, it was the first version of Boost Mobile when we left the brick, and the brick left. He had the first version of like the flip the mouthpiece style cell phones, and they were all using beepers and stuff in the movie. And my uncles all had beepers, and I remember watching this movie all the time because the social cues in that movie I was seeing in my everyday life. So I just was naturally attracted to that.
yeah, that we grew up on all that stuff too. Watching like Paid in Full, all those gangster movies that we thought were so cool. And then I was always a mobster movie fan, so Goodfellas, Casino, those are really good movies to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what a real gangster is, in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you all the way on that.
Yeah.
Did you watch Godfather Coda?
No, I do not think I have.
Dude, there's a third piece to that whole story, and it's so crazy.
Okay, is it Michael Corleone? Like
It's Michael.
Al Pacino and everything?
Michael's old head, but he's I forget what the year is that they filmed this movie. Let me look at this real quick.
Goodfellas, by far.
Oh, speaking of Josh Sebek, Sebek,
Yeah, sorry, yes,
my
sir.
boy Josh Sebek is in the house. This is a comedian that I have worked with on numerous stages. When you first seen me, I think we were doing somewhere in Euclid or Wycliffe.
Yeah.
We were doing a bar show, and I had a heckler just destroying my show. And I also had brought people that were heckling and destroying the show, but I went for this fucking heckler's throat. Everybody, give a round of applause for Josh Sebek.
Yeah, dude, that was still my worst show to this date. That show, dude. So I swear to God. Talk about embarrassment, dude. That's the worst it ever was for me, I think, in that show.
I was really kind of happy about my outcome with just the heckler bit. The heckler bit saved me.
Oh, of course. Yeah, dude, that one still stands out. That still stings. Wake up.
So
at night.
hold on. Now that I don't want to gravitate too far off of topic.
Of course. Yeah.
What were you about to comment on?
Oh, I mean, Goodfellas. That was the first film I ever seen where I was like, "Yo, is the mob still around? I gotta fucking join that shit, dude."
Oh, dude,
those dudes look like they're having fun, dude.
Right.
Yeah. So the mobster movies, when I'm super addicted to that, and like kung fu movies, but real kung fu movies. I like the ones where they based on reality or things where I don't like the movies where they could jump 1,000 feet in the air and all this like stupid bullshit. I don't like that, but I like Ip Man. I watch Ip Man all the time, but I love old school mafia movies and anything like the story about what's his name, Johnny Green.
Danny Green.
Yeah, Danny Green.
Danny Green. Yeah, Danny Green. His story is so crazy. My father and his friends worked in that circle. So they all they all have their little stories about how Danny was plugged in with the mafia and stuff like that. But going back to the Godfather Coda, it's so crazy. Like it was I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, because I thought that was a remake. Like they had added stuff to part 3 or something. I had no clue that they actually made another movie.
Okay. So this came out in 2020 is what I'm seeing here. Coda came out in 2020, and they wanted to end the story of Mikey Corleone. And the story is so wild. If you have not seen that movie and you love mob and mafia stuff, I so want you to watch it because they show you how the mafia advanced further in the world and got away from crime and became legitimate businessmen, and they still have the same mafia problems because it almost seems like the story is their blood's fucked up.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's pretty wild. I really recommend it in a major way. But to sidestep it, let's transition over to my man, Josh Sebek. So when did you start doing stand-up comedy, and how old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22. When did you start?
Well, the first time ever, I was 17. I was like a junior in high school. My fucking dad drove me to.
You did like a show at school?
No, I was a junior in high school, but I was like looking up open mics. So there was this one that was at the Winchester in Lakewood, and I went up. Worst 3 minutes of my life.
The first set always is the worst.
Yeah, and then I remember I was walking out. My dad was like, "Hey, man, that was all right. That was a good job, son." He's trying to cheer me up and shit. And then I just was like, "Yeah, I'll."
Did you feel that you sucked deep in your soul, though?
Yeah, there was one guy laughing though that kind of made me feel good, but I think he was doing it to just be nice.
It's always good. You got to always hold the suck. When you know you suck, then hold on to that and cherish it because it matters.
Yeah.
No really good comic is ever satisfied. That's one thing I've been learning.
Yeah.
So, like, what was the thing that made you want to try this?
I don't know. Nothing much else was going on. So
that's not a good reason.
But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I could make it work, make it happen. So when I was like 19, I got a job at the Cleveland Improv downtown, and I was just working as a door guy, just watching all the guys going in and out of there. And then like 6 months in, they did some workshop at the Improv. And I went up, I did like it was like a 3-class thing where you just go up and talk about your material. And then I went up and it actually went pretty good. So I was like, fuck it, might as well keep going. And that was 2 years ago now, actually, this month.
So the beginning of your comedy career has been 2 years just recently?
Yeah, this month. Yeah.
I just passed my my 1 year mark. My 1 year was on June 10th, and I really did want to make it a point to get out and do a mic that day, but I don't think that was one of the popular open mic days. I'm still an open micer, so I have done like paid gigs, or I've done shows that weren't exactly paid, but I was booked for a gig. But it's been a really long and weird time of my life to experience something different, because I'm used to performing on stage. I've done a lot of stage performances with music, but when you do comedy, it's a whole new animal that you're fighting with, and it's demoralizing in some points.
Yeah.
But then also you'll have like almost one of the most meaningful experiences of your life while doing this.
It's very true. Yeah, dude. I've definitely noticed that in open mics, man. They just have a way of just like, you're almost guaranteed to bomb at some open mics. It feels like that, you know?
Well, the one thing I've been noticing is when you go to a lot of open mics, you have local comedians that are in competition. It almost feels like that's how they feel, or you may feel, or no matter what the situation is. So you're not going to get the actual reaction you're looking for. You need to be performing in front of people that are just patrons of a place.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that. That's really the only way. I mean, you're not gonna fucking get a good reaction from 6 comedians in the back of the room.
You want to hear something funny? That T the Beast over here. So we had first started talking at work, and we were going back and forth and trading like information and kind of feeling each other out. And I had showed him some of my older hip hop music, and he showed me some of his. And then we went back and forth about it, and he walks up to me this one morning. He says, "We got to make something together, and we about to call it White on White Crime."
Mixtape coming soon.
Dude, I am telling you, that actually was a genius idea.
I thought so.
What made you even like come up with that?
You know, I seen you were white. I'm white. I'm like, 2 white rappers. I don't think there's ever been 2 white rappers do a mixtape together. So, you know.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if there was neither.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't even think I've done a mixtape with a white rapper.
Right?
And I'm nobody.
2 whites on one mixtape is too many whites.
There's too many whites in here.
Yeah, there's way too many whites for a rap fucking concert, dude.
This shit's becoming a damn rally. What is this, June 6th?
No, you can't wear a Trump hat to the studio, dude.
This ain't a Trump hat. I promise you. Everyone listening, this is the whole state.
Oh, yeah.
Sir.
I just got to show it off to
think Trump
make
did
sure.
a rally at Ohio State, dude. He might have. I don't fucking know. Somewhere near there.
Man, I can tell you that when Trump came out here. Oh, speaking of, this is the perfect transition. So, are you guys familiar with the AI scene?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I've seen, my son's been messing with stuff, but I haven't really. Most of it looks like it's like on TikTok. They just do the AI and like.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of different things that people are playing with, but there's this company that on Twitch, let me see if I can pull this up live here on the show. So there's this company that has been making an AI that they've been studying, and they took a few video clips of Trump and Biden doing speeches, and they have used AI. They spend about $400 a day on this Twitch stream. Let me pull this up real quick. They have these guys battling back and forth and doing the 2024 debate, but it is controlled and powered by the fans, people that are watching, people that are donating. And right now it's looking like they're coming up on $30,000, I think now. We'll see when I get into my Twitch. So yeah, these guys have been debating for about a week now, and I found this through just listening to radio shows, and somebody brought it up, and I started paying attention to it myself. And this Twitch stream is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. We've been on for more than 10 minutes, so
there shouldn't be no issues with us hearing cursing and stuff. I really wanted to cover this because there's actually a lot of genius with AI that is going on within this stream.
John Connor is looking at all y'all like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Okay, so here we are.
Dennis may not pay for the wall, but I'll make sure Mexico pays.
Oh.
And as for ice cream, who gives a shit about your milk-sucking hobbies, Biden? You're just another fucking puppet on their strings, dancing around like a crackhead in heat, while us responsible adults take care of things. And speaking of crackheads, Hunter's going to have to find another dealer soon because we're going to clean up these streets and put an end to all that crap once and for all. Now, as for you, chat losers. Yeah, you hello Yaok with your tits on a paper bag comment and Deja and spitting out that yes, like some kind of brain-dead monkey. You all need to get off my live stream and go crawl back into whatever.
This is blowing my mind that they set up the chat to where it's just these couple of video clips, but their mouths are generating the words that are being said, and a lot of what they're saying is prompted by the chat. So they have people actively in a chat room typing in stuff, and they're paying to have the presidents say their spiel of whatever the crap they're saying. And it's the most entertaining thing I've watched in, I feel like, since the drop of John Wick 4, because I'm a super fan of the John Wick series. But like, I watch a lot of things repetitively, and I find myself, I keep going back to this because it's just useless entertainment, like Idiocracy or something.
You fucking ass muncher, Trump. The only thing you built is a wall around your own heart, blocking any hint of compassion or decency from entering. As for deadlier than lag, let me tell you, Jack, their ideas are more cutting edge and innovative than anything your tiny brain could ever come up with. Cloning Hugh Jackman. Shit, I'd pay to see that flick. And carving him up as a Ninja Turtle. Genius, I tell you. You, on the other hand, are a poster child for what's wrong.
Dude, it is crazy. Like, sometimes these guys will say shit to each other. Another thing about this this chat, if you're looking at the very top of my screen, I moved the mouse so some stuff popped up. But if you look at the top, it says subathon. It took me a little bit of studying this channel and reading what's going on. So when people subscribe, it costs about $6 a month. They're getting a lot of subscribers. You see dollar signs at the bottom where it says AI Biden and AI Trump. Trump has about $14,000 that was donated for people to manipulate what he's saying.
Damn.
And then there's about $10,600 for people to manipulate what Joe Biden is saying in AI.
Wow.
But at the top, the time of this stream is growing or just staying stagnant depending on the people that sub. So when you pay the $6 a month, the time goes up.
Wow.
And I think that gives you the freedom to prompt what these assholes are talking about. And sometimes they say shit that I think Biden and Trump really do want to say this on stage sometimes,
Right.
but they can't because they're too professional. But I would prefer this to be the actual presidential debate. Listen here, cocksucker. I'm tired of your fucking bullshit ass stuff. You've been lying for years, and go suck a dick. Like, that's what I want to see.
All I can think is people have way too much time on their hands to be paying to sit on this fucking shit and then type shit through Trump's mouth. That's what they're doing, right?
What about yes?
That's crazy.
That is it, and they're not saying nothing. This isn't real. None of this is real. This is in the cloud. It's just floating. It's a wazoo.
That's so crazy.
It's not reality.
Yeah.
But it is so fucking good. As a piece of art, this is art.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of art, the new age art.
Yeah.
And right now they're at $25,000.
Holy smokes, dude. 25 G's? How the fuck do I set one of these up, dude?
You got to learn how to... You got to be a loser that can spend the time to build an AI engine that will do this. Because I'm thinking eventually this is going to die. This will die out. The time will run out. They'll shut down the stream. But there's an actual company that's on the Forbes list that makes this stuff. So I'm wondering what they'll do next. Can we get celebrities? You remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yeah.
Dude, it was one of the greatest shows ever. It was claymation, and they would have celebrities wrestle in a wrestling ring, but completely kill each other in the most brutal fashion. What could we do with celebrities? Like, could we get Paris Hilton to fight Kim Kardashian in a debate? And could you imagine what people would prompt them to say?
Yeah.
Like, Paris Hilton's vagina is so big she could ride it as a parachute or whatever. You know what I mean? It could be just random stuff that we could just have these people saying. And this is the beginning of the new entertainment here. Let's listen to a quick little more of it.
Long enough to form a coherent thought. And now he wants to talk about Wyoming. That just shows how out of touch this guy is. Let me tell you something, Zoe Allen. I've got more horse sense in my left nut than Biden has in his whole damn head. But you know what else I've got? Tremendous respect for the people of Wyoming and their right to stand up for themselves against an overreaching government. And as for these chat messages, Troops On and Monastic Moose can suck it like they're trying to get milk from a dried up cow teat. You want to challenge me? Come at me with something better than ease or some obscure law blog reference that nobody gives two shits about. Believe me, folks, we're going to make Twitch great again by getting rid of all these losers and snowflakes trying to bring us down with their sea bullshit. It's time we had a real leader in office instead of this rusty sack of potatoes that calls himself president.
Now, that's another thing that I've been noticing about it is that the AI has not fully figured out some words. So these guys, a couple days ago, they were going back and forth, and people kept on making them call each other a douche, but they don't know how to actually pronounce the word douche yet. There's words like that. Like I saw Biden was saying something about Trump, and he said that he was sucking off Xi Jinping, the president of China, or the leader of China. And he couldn't say it. It said X Bing Bing. And I was like, I know what he was trying to say there. Like, I caught that. But when they say douche, he says, like, a douche or something like that. Or when they say, Biden's always talking about Trump's toupee. And he says, toupee. It's so funny to see, like, we're watching AI learn how to integrate into the fabric of entertainment. And it's scary, but it is entertaining.
Yeah.
But I'm scared that in the future, we won't be able to tell what is real and what's not.
Well, yeah, it's like the same shit with that, the faces that they do, where they just take your face and put it over someone else's, what the deep fakes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's already going on in Snapchat. And they're figuring out and mapping your bone structure. It's kind of scary when you think about the way this stuff's going. Even Apple just released their first VR set, and this thing is mapping your eyeballs, and you can actually talk to people. Or like when you're on a computer and I'm on my computer and I gotta scroll and click something, it uses your eyes as a mouse.
Wow.
So they've figured out how to map exactly everything, and I think they're figuring out. I took psychology classes when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it is easy to figure out and manipulate people through that class. I mean, it was like 9th grade shit.
It's probably why a lot of people take that class, dude, to learn that shit.
It really is. I mean, that and people that what's it called when you not psychic, but when people can hypnotize you, hypnotists. They learn psychology and how they can put you into like a slight trance. Some people are dumb and they get fooled into thinking they're really hypnotized, but I think hypnotism is real in a very slight factor.
Really? Yeah, I always wondered that, if it's real or not. It seems fake as shit when they hold the fucking clock in front of you.
I think if we were sitting in front of David Blaine right now, he would do some type of hypnotism stuff to you while doing physical things, and that's how he gets you, because he can show you something that's real, but he can also manipulate your thought while he's doing it, so that the next thing you can miss when he slips up, and it still boggles your mind.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy shit, man.
Yeah, life gets a little crazy like that. That's just a day in the life of Jeremy Tomesek here on No Outlet Live.
Big hypnotist
guy. I want to give a big shout out to Jacob Groden. You got this one. All right? Yeah, happy birthday, bro. I don't do birthday shout outs and all that crazy stuff, but it's your birthday and I didn't come out there to see you. Happy birthday, bro. So, you, T the Beast.
Tristan, yes.
Tristan, you want to just go by Tristan?
It's all good, neither way.
Tristan. So, tell me, what do you want to actually try stepping in a little further into actually chasing the hip hop dream?
I don't know. I'm more of wanting to do it for myself, not really for like chase the dream and get money. It's more about I want to put a project out just to do it for myself so that I can have something, you know, that people can hear and I can get a feedback for it and see how they feel about it.
When you were a kid, did you ever like go into band or choir or anything?
I was in band for 2 years. I played piano for a little bit. They told me I had long piano fingers or something.
Oh man, they was like, look at this boy's fingers.
Yeah, what kind of music teacher is that?
Miss Garrison says she loves my big old fingers. Yeah, I used to play. I was in band and I played a whole lot of skin flute.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't play no skin flute. I played recorder.
It's not what you want to play.
I don't want to talk to anyone who plays the fucking skin flute, dude. Right.
No, later in my life, I never had band. I did choir when I was younger, and I stuck with that for a couple of years. I still don't have like a super deep voice, but I used to have a voice where when I was a young boy, I could hit notes that like girls could sing. And I was in choir for a little while, and I just kind of fell out of that. At that time, I still wasn't like super intrigued into music, but later on I learned how to play like guitar and piano and stuff just out of necessity. It almost felt like.
Yeah, you know, music to me was more about, like I said, a passion, just love. I really loved the hip hop music that I was listening to. You know, like I said, Tupac, you know, was a big influence on me. So like I grew to love it. I really got in the battle scene a lot when we were younger because, you know, Freestyle Friday on 106 and Park, you know, stuff like that. It was just something that we really got into. So we would just battle each other, freestyling all the time. You know, me and my buddy Gary, who we work with too, we would just battle all the time and just had it just more of a fun thing than anything. You know what I mean? Like when we would actually write songs and stuff, we were just doing it because we wanted to, because we wanted to show off to our friends, not more, you know, try to be rich or something. Like I know when we were like 17, 18, we thought we were gonna, you know, make it. You know, we even
we all did.
You know, we had a video camera. We recorded a actual video and stuff, and it's hilarious because we took gold Christmas beads and we wrapped them around our wrists. You know what I mean? But dude, like on the camera, it looked real as shit. Like it looked like we had big ass watches on, sparkling.
That's dope.
And shit. Yeah, we had made a chain out of it. Like it was pretty cool. That tape is lost somewhere.
It would surprise a lot of hip hop fans that's what's really going on in the industry anyhow.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, we started just having fun with that, and then I moved to the country, and I was down there for like 9 years.
What country?
It's Gallipolis, Ohio. It's like right across from West Virginia.
Oh, dope. Okay,
So,
I've driven by there. I've hung out in West Virginia. I went camping out there, so I kind of understand.
It's Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So, you know, I don't know if you ever heard the Mothman or anything like that. Like
you were at the Mothman's territory?
That's the Mothman, yeah, right there where I lived at. The bridge that fell, like I don't know if you ever watched, there's a movie called The Mothman Prophecies. Yeah, there's a bridge there, the Silver Bridge. They still have like the piece of bridge that pokes out, you know, like as a memorial of the old bridge that used to go across and everything.
Did you have an experience of like a?
No experience in no Mothman. I heard some stories from people around that area because they have a place called TNT, and it's like, you know, big hillbilly country, let's go get it type of thing. You know, mud in and, you know, all that stuff out in the sticks.
Yeah, that's the fun time out there. That's a party.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, everybody's getting drunk and they're all riding four-wheelers out there in the dark.
What story did you hear about the Mothman?
Just red eyes in the darkness, stuff like that. Somebody I knew said they seen, like, it looked like a grown man flying in the sky. You know what I mean? But
Jesus Christ,
yeah,
that's
like
kind of scary if people are like saying that.
Yeah, it's a little
sounds like someone who just ate a lot of shrooms.
That's what I kind of thought
Dude
it was.
in the clouds with the red eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are in the woods getting high. Come on now, like that was your brake lights on your ATV. You're just drunk.
Yeah, I just last week I had an interview with a guy I went to media school with when I had the MGK situation on YouTube and Facebook. The I got to talking about UFOs and all the stuff that's in the news about it, and I have a UFO experience that I witnessed with 2 other people. Like, not everybody has a UFO story where you're like, I was with 2 people that I trust. We all discuss it. Like, we'll randomly hit each other up and be like, do you remember that, though? How the fuck can we not remember it? So I had Sierra, my friend from growing up, call in to confirm it, because my co-host and my guest that night, they didn't believe me. So I had her call in and tell her side of the story. And they were kind of mind blown. Like, dude, I seen a legit UFO in the the late 90s.
Where at?
At that time I was living in Toledo, Ohio, and this thing was so close to the ground that I couldn't see the shape of it. It was almost touching the trees, and we had big trees on our street. But I saw the UFOs. What are you laughing about?
No, I'm just thinking it probably got close as fuck to the ground and realized it was in Toledo. Like, get the fuck out.
The fuck are we doing in Toledo?
You're like, no, that's the wrong city, son.
Toledo.
Dude, oh my God.
Like, they were in fucking downtown Toledo. This is not where I want to be, though.
Yeah, there's actually, I don't
Even
blame
the
them.
UFOs bounce. Like, fuck that shit, dude.
It was crazy though, because like I saw it and it was really close to the ground, and then me and Sierra, we were like 7, maybe 6. I don't know how old we were, but her aunt was closer to, like, she was in her upper teens, maybe 20, and she like was like, oh my God, and they ripped us into the house. And for years we always wondered, like, what the fuck was going on that day. And it boggles our minds to this day. But now I'm seeing all the UFO stuff come up. But yeah, I had her call in to confirm it. And I wonder how many people saw Mothman with a friend or somebody they trust and know that has seen it. Because no theory comes out of nowhere. Like Bigfoot and all that shit. It comes from something that's real. Whether it exists now or used to exist. But at some point, that thing was a thing.
Yeah.
I can get it. That's where tales come from. You know what I mean? Real sightings of something. It doesn't automatically mean it's some weird alien version or whatever they think it is. But you know,
Yeah,
it doesn't mean
exactly.
it's not something that lives out in that area that they've seen.
Or something capable of whatever
right.
things.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life?
Oh, fuck, man. Craziest thing I ever seen? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. If nothing comes to mind that's like too
Come on,
crazy.
Sebek. You've seen something crazy.
I don't know, dude. I'm just thinking, like, what if Mothman was just some old dude who just smoked Marlboro Reds? They just called him Mothman.
He only got a couple teeth. Hey, come on over here, Chris.
Just asking. Oh, fuck, man. I'd have to think the craziest shit. I haven't seen any UFOs or anything like that. I wish I would have.
What about you, T? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Probably Ghost Story would be the closest I've ever seen.
A ghost
paranormal
story?
stuff. Yeah. There's a Waterson Lake over on West 74th. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a school.
I'm not super familiar with the West Side. I just got out
Gotcha.
here.
Okay, so on West 74th, there's a school. Well, it's closed down now. It used to be called Waterson Lake, and they used to have another school that was attached to the side, but it burnt down. And when we were younger, we used to go in there and like sneak into the old school that was burnt down. And
Sounds like some Jason Voorhees shit.
I ran for my life, but we were in there, and we were in a music room, and there was a piano in there, and we're just like looking around. There's books everywhere. It's all burnt up. It looks crazy. You know, weird
Scary
teenagers.
movie type
yeah,
shit.
it was some scary shit. Like it was like some Blair Witch shit. Like when you went to go in, you had to go through this like hole in the brick, and like the stairs were missing. And
Y'all were on a Goonies
oh,
adventure.
Yeah, dude, there was like 5 of us. But so we get in there, and we're all cool and everything, and you know, everybody's trying to scare everybody. We like throw a book off to the side and make you scared or something like that. But
yeah, my friends used to fuck with me all the
so
time.
everybody, we're all thinking, you know, whatever, it's all good. But we go in the music room. We're in the music room. We all walk out at the same time. We walk out the door, and you could hear the piano, and it sounded like someone was banging on it, like bing, bing, bro. I
Oh
never
my
ran so
God.
fast in my life. I was out, bro. As fast as I could get out of there. I
That's
left my
terrifying.
friends behind. Like, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Did you run all the way home?
All the way home, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm cool, man.
Dude, at one point, me and my buddy, we were making music. My buddy Jeff, a lot of my, I'm sure a lot of you tuning in know who I'm talking about. Me and him were making music, and we left to go up to the corner store, and we were gonna get blunt shells and some snacks, like some juices or whatever, just doing like a corner store trip. And his grandmother's house where he lived, the end of it was a dead end street, but it turned into a elementary school that we all went to. So we're cutting through like the back, the playground area of the back of the school, and we're cutting through, and you could get right to the corner store that was right on the other side of the school. And as we're walking, it's a beautiful day, no clouds in sight. Lightning struck about 5 feet in front of us.
Wow.
Dude, it was the craziest thing. It happens so fast that you don't see it and you don't hear it, or you see it but you don't hear it and you don't feel it. But it happens so fast that it's hard to explain. You realize it after it happened because it was so fast, and I could feel it in my bones. I almost jumped into his arms like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. It was crazy. It was the scariest thing I've ever really witnessed in my life. Besides hood shit or whatever, getting jumped or whatever.
Yeah,
but lightning is like an act of God.
Right.
And especially on a calm, regular spring day.
Yeah, not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, one of the craziest things I've seen, it's nothing paranormal or anything, but I was 15, 16. I was with a couple of my friends, and we're walking through Tuxedo Park. You know where that is in Parma? Yeah. And there's a fucking youth baseball game going on, kids playing in the river and shit. We look over to the right. It's a fully grown man and a fully grown woman fucking right in the middle of the
Dude, no way.
I swear to God on everything, dude. And we were with these two girls, and they were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, should we go tell someone?
How old were you?
I was 15, 16. She was like, should we tell someone? I was like, I don't know. I feel like we should let him finish.
He's like, I'm just going to watch for a minute.
Motherfucker. He already started. I mean, it was crazy, dude. We got fucking security. He was like, what?
Yeah, that is wild to see some people fucking in the wild.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. I've been going back to that park every day since.
It's my favorite park.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing.
Oh, that's funny.
That's crazy shit, man.
Yeah, that is wild. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody fucking in the wild. To be honest with you, that's
It's not a sight you want to see. I'll tell you that much.
It's not like porno.
No.
You know?
Way more graphic.
A lot more graphic. Yeah. There was skin hanging.
Oh God!
Fucking 3D.
Oh God! It was stinky.
No, I said it was 3D.
Oh
no,
shit!
He said 3D. He said stinky.
I really thought you said stinky for a second.
It probably was.
I would. Yeah.
You didn't get close enough to know.
No, it was a goddamn river monster in the damn.
Humans can only tell the difference in stench because they're not used to it. So if you're constantly around wild fucking all around you, you wouldn't even notice the smell. You'd be like, yeah, somebody's fucking right next to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a fucking rough world to live in.
It is the world we live in, though. You can't tell smell until it changes. Like a bear or deer and all that, they could smell for a distance. We only smell when smell changes. Like if you're, I've been noticing, I live on the opposite side of Cleveland than where I work, and I drive by in between 130th and East 130th and East 152nd. When I drive through there in the morning, no matter what time it is, honestly, it smells purely like death. And I can't, I have to roll down my windows if I'm using the heat or the AC. I have to roll down my windows to get the stench out because my car done pulled in the stench of just death and butthole or something.
Yeah. That's the east side right there.
I was
home of death and fucking assholes.
I've been around the east side most of my life.
For real?
Yeah.
Good place? You like it?
Well, I've seen a lot of it. I've seen the good parts of it. in the early 90s, my mom lived on like Harvard and shit, I can't remember where. It was somewhere in East Cleveland in the hood. And I remember coming out there and visiting in the 90s. And it was like, I don't know, 90s ghetto. I was used to ghetto because I lived in the ghetto in Toledo. So anytime that I go to one, I just kind of, I'm like, whatever, I'm used to it. But that smell out that on that part of the freeway, it haunts me like every morning that I drive to work. It's kind of, I don't know. It's like a skunk. You know when you drive by a skunk that got ran over?
Yeah.
And it's just there. It stinks up your car and shit. I'm really hoping that there isn't that many dead people in East Cleveland.
It's not a skunk, it's just a dead body somewhere.
Like, y'all want to see a dead body?
It's on East 130th.
Drive to my old neighborhood.
Welcome to my hood.
Yeah.
You smell that body? Yeah, so
like Colt 45 and milds and dead bodies.
into zigzags, baby. That's all we need.
I didn't realize I was going into a lyric there.
All right, so we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. It's a little earlier than usual, but I got a lot of news stories that we're going to go into. And I also have some really good video geared into hip-hop. And I also have just random stuff that on the video side that I found very, very funny. Okay, so make sure you guys stay in. You could keep locked with us on YouTube, Spotify. That's where you can watch the show afterwards. Of course, we're always live on Facebook Live. The way you can hit us is through NoOutletLive@yahoo.com, and we're always willing to take in a call at 216-647-0064. We will be right back. This is No Outlet Live.
The show will be right back. No, seriously. Not like the time your dad left for cigarettes.
I'm that kid whose father went out for a pack of cigarettes, and he never came back.
No Outlet Live.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you can start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
We've been drinking like we're dying, driving like we stole the damn thing. We're all deranged and damaged, but goddamn it, I love it. Goddamn it, I love it, and we deserve to be loved a hell of a lot more than we've been here. Yet most days I can't even look at myself in the mirror. Yeah, I feel so small in this city. Yeah, I feel so ugly in this world. Please accept us how we are. Just accept us how we are. Do you see what's wrong with everything in this place? Or is it just me? My skin from its skeleton, break apart every bare bone. Use my hair as your kindling, and make my insides your home. You're never alone. Take from within what you will. Suck the blood straight from my feet. Discard every shred of evidence. I see a world with less people like me.
No Outlet Live.
Hey, I'm Jay Remy, host of No Outlet Live. If you're in a podcast that explore any and everything, check us out. We stream anywhere you listen or watch podcasts, or just type No Outlet Live, one word, in your Google search bar to find the show. Live Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook. No Outlet Live, your road to boredom ends here.
Do you like Tessa? Do you think this will be a date that can last?
Well, she's not very articulate.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Welcome back to No Outlet Live.
Welcome back. This is No Outlet Live. Don't forget that you can call us. The lines are open. I'm checking right now. Yeah, the line is open, 216-647-0064. We are joined by T, the Beast, my boy Tristan, and we are also with comedian and fucking, aren't you an audio engineer also?
No. Or I did sound it at the Improv, but I'm not.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
We had a conversation at one of our open mics, and you told me that you were a sound engineer.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it an engineer. But,
Okay, well, I'm trying to give you your flowers.
No,
and
I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I just press buttons.
We're with comedian Josh Sebek, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You can find him at, where can we find you online?
Josh BEK on Instagram.
And then my boy Tristan, where can we find your online stuff?
That would be T the Beast 216 on TikTok and Instagram. Also the Rat Pack Podcast on Instagram.
Hey, the Rat Pack Podcast. When me and him first started talking, he referred me to this Rat Pack Podcast, and they podcast where they throw up beats and they kick freestyles, and they be rapping on this podcast. It's really cool, and it's directly on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, look up the Rap Pack Podcast, and you will be able to find my boy T and a bunch. There's various artists. I mean, they've got a plethora of people that are kicking freestyles on the hip-hop side of stuff. Do you guys keep track with the news?
Not too much. Twitter.
What about you?
I try to stay away from the news as much as possible.
I can't stop watching it because I'm on a podcast.
Right.
So let me
misinformation, that's what I call it.
Real quick, I'm gonna pull up some news stories real fast. Let me switch over to sharing my screen. We're not gonna cover that one. Okay, extra news. We'll go to the extra news. This is an old news story from 2016. So, a vegan single mom drinks sperm smoothies every morning to give her energy. Look at this lady. She so I was reading on this story and I found it randomly. It's 2016. This is 7 years ago or whatnot. Or is that? Yeah, it's like 7 years ago. This lady has been having her friend, not her boyfriend, not her husband, not her baby daddy, her close friend. He's been jizzing for her. And she makes these smoothies because she's a vegan and she needs the protein and the...
It's a protein shake.
Yeah, 28 grams per serving, baby.
That guy's got to feel so fucked that he's like, that's the worst type of friend zone.
The bad thing about
you can't
this...
fuck me, but you can nut in a smoothie for me.
And it's not sexual. It's not sexual at all. It's not even close to being sexual. She's not in the room. She's not present. She's like, deliver me some nut.
He's over there milking his prostate by himself.
Dude, it's an unconventional start to the day. But this woman swears by gulping down a smoothie every morning. The key ingredient being a teaspoonful of sperms.
Just a teaspoon? What is he? Oh, God.
He's got little cums.
Yeah, what the fuck's he doing?
I got the big ones. She go.
He's like, well, I guess I'll save this for tomorrow's smoothie.
You overflowed today.
Yeah.
He be putting that shit on the scale like a drug dealer.
Fucking used sperm, dude.
He's got jars of that shit in his house.
You only getting a half ounce today? What the hell's going
She's
on
like,
with
this
you?
shit tastes expired.
29-year-old Tracy Kiss. So 29 today, she would be 36. Tracy Kiss has been drinking this interesting concoction for the past month, saying it boosted her mood and her immunity. Ladies, take notes.
How the fuck she only been doing it for a month? And says it boosts her immunity. What, did you not get sick this month? What the fuck, dude?
Thanks to the sperms, dude.
Wow, holy smokes.
Don't ruin our in.
Sounds like vitamin C works just fine.
You could just lay in the sun, lady.
Yeah.
The mom of two, currently single, she harvests sperm from her best friend, or rather, he harvests it and delivers it to her 3 times a week.
Harvests.
You were right. You were right. 3 times a week he drops it off. So he's got a surplus of cum just around his house or his apartment, wherever he lives. It is fucking condo.
He's got a girl come over.
Why does she look like... that looks like a porn right there, too.
Yeah, let's check this
My
out.
name is Tracy Kiss, and you may have seen before that I did a video called the Semen Facial Tutorial. The idea behind that was to...
Oh, no.
Called the Semen Facial Tutorial. The idea behind that was to use natural, organic, clean, and healthy ingredients in order to promote beauty. Nowadays, you have no idea what's going into your products.
That product is really clean. She's going through her best friend. She's like, I know that you're a fitness dude. You drink protein shakes every day. You eat calamari.
Couldn't she just eat
kale?
Shouldn't she just have protein shakes and eat calamari herself?
Maybe.
That's
I don't
crazy,
know.
dude.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. Do women actually get a nutritional benefit from eating cum?
I don't know.
It's not a widely known topic.
It's a pretty good experiment that I think we might have to start conducting.
What if she's just dead now?
Oh, God, dude. Please don't say that.
From eating semen, some of which I'm going to read out to you now. So 1 teaspoon of semen contains over 200 proteins, several helpful vitamins, minerals including vitamin C, calcium, chloride, citric acid, fructose, lactic acid, magnesium, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, vitamin B12 and zinc.
So yeah, she's getting all of them nutrients. I mean, that is like a, what do they call it? A 1 a day for women or a 1 a day for men. I take 1 a day for men, but I'm not eating a whole cum.
That shit's free for her, dude.
I really hope that 1 a day men isn't just like a nut pressed into pill form.
You never know.
It does say that it has like almost
I just
everything
seen all
she
that
listed.
stuff on the back of your one day.
Sounds like she's bullshitting.
Do you think she's bullshitting?
I mean, how the fuck does she know? Did she test it herself?
I know she doesn't exactly look like a damn scientist to me.
Well, I don't know. Sperm has been like researched forever. I mean, it takes a simple internet search to know what's in sperm.
Really?
We could actually probably do that now.
It's not in my Google search history.
Nah.
It's about to be in No Outlet Live.
Sperm facials might be in your Google history. She said sperm facials, man.
Okay, so according to WebMD,
You can find anything on that.
how many
fucking site.
nutrients are in semen? Semen is a complex substance created by the male reproductive organs. The fluid is made mostly of water, plasma, and mucus, a lubricating substance. It also contains 5 to 25 calories and is made up of small amounts of essential nutrients including calcium, citrate, fructose, glucose, lactic acid, magnesium, potassium, protein, and zinc. So she added a couple more than
She
what
added
this
some
website.
vitamins.
Yeah, she was saying vitamin C and D is in there. Of course,
Yeah.
there's vitamin D, bitch. What are you talking about? But she did add some. But these are very what is the word for it? These
Nutritious.
are critical things that you need in your diet. So like if you're like dying somewhere, it might be a good idea to you might make it like another day of just eating your own jizz. You know, bust one in your hand, eat it out.
Shit, I'll go a day early to not have to do a deal with that.
Fuck, that
bullshit.
killed me now.
You wouldn't eat your own?
No.
I mean, if it's already in me, what the fuck's re-ingesting it gonna
Yeah,
do?
right.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I've never tried it, but
Survival's
like if
not
I was
worth
in a survival situation, like if I was on an episode of Alone, you ever watch that show?
Just Naked and Afraid.
Naked
Some
and
dude,
Afraid.
He just decides to do that on day 3.
I'm not going to get the bee's nest because I don't want to get stung up by the bees. I don't want to eat the bugs. I don't want to eat the fucking the mushrooms and all that shit. I'll just fucking rub one out real quick, shoot it upwards, catch it, and you're good to go, baby. You got some zinc, some protein, some glucose, lactic acid, magnesium, potassium, citrate, and calcium.
Imagine you got rescued and they're like, "How'd you survive?" And you're like, "Yeah, just fucking
Scavenging.
Just made it.
Scavenging. I was picking my berries. I mean, some berries.
Was rubbing one out. I was picking them out of the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really thought that was an interesting story that I wanted to bring up to start off our news.
I wish they would do an update on her, man.
Yeah, everything that I did do deep research on that story. It happened in 2016, and that lady disappeared, and I'm sure she got a lot of flack from being a worldwide news story doing that. As for other news, we have from Business Insider, a family bought an underground nuclear bunker for $300,000, and they're turning it into their home. Take a look inside. So this photo right here is a visual of what they purchased. This is a $300,000 underground nuclear bunker. I follow these TikToks, and I've seen a lot of the stuff on YouTube and the internets. I don't disagree with doomsday preppers. And if I had $300,000 to spare to buy a nuclear bunker, I definitely would, especially these days with all this crap going on with Russia and us being involved with Ukraine and all that crap going on, and the Mideast hates us. So this family bought a $300,000 nuclear bunker. They had a house with a yard in Niagara Falls, New York, and then they moved to Peachtree City, Georgia, where their neighborhood had what felt like more golf carts than cars. And their 4 children spent summers swimming in a neighborhood pool. Ruben Romero told Insider, the suburban dream wore off. They decided they wanted an unconventional place to call home. The family of 6 considered buying a remote island. He stumbled upon someone who had transformed an abandoned bunker into a home. He probably was watching the same stuff I do. Doomsday preppers and people that have made homes out of like silos. I've seen people that have purchased old military missile silos, and you can turn that into a nuclear bunker. It's already like the structure is there. You could just turn it into a home. I've also been watching the videos of people that take the damn things on the back of trains. The fuck is that? Like the fucking containers, the shipping containers that are on trains and boats. People turn them into homes, and they actually look super cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it looks like a simple living, and you can afford it.
Yeah, I know a dude who was going to buy a shipping container, and he said he was planning on knocking down some fucking land in Hocking Hills and building a shipping container home.
Hell yeah, dude.
But he has no money, so I don't know how he's going to do that.
I think they're fairly cheap. I mean, if you have like, let's say you save up for a decade and you got 50 grand, I bet you could buy 2 or 3 of them shipping containers, connect them, and then furnish and build them into a house.
Yeah.
A functioning home with like plumbing and everything.
Rent them out on Airbnb.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, people would love that, especially in Hocking Hills.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is a place in Ohio, South Ohio. You could go out there and do some camping, and you're out in the woods by like Virginia and Kentucky and all that crap. This dude's bunker is 6,000 square feet. This looks like photos and not a video. I'm hoping that they'll have video somewhere. Romero's family's home is about 6,000 square feet with a 16.5 foot tall ceilings. They already prepped up like some canned food. I could live off of peanut butter and jelly, I mean, forever. Ruben Romero said, "There's been plenty of deconstructing and reconstructing. For example, the family demolished drywall and plans to replace it with concrete slabs to prevent mold and mildew. They've transformed large empty spaces into bedrooms for their children." Here goes one of their bedrooms right there. I mean, it looks pretty cool.
That's dope.
It looks like a decent, it's like a bedroom made out of a garage or something. You see how they got these upper cabinets above the bed and all this stuff, but I wouldn't mind it.
Weird place to go for a sleepover as a kid, though.
Yeah, you
cool,
get
though, at the
locked
same
like
time.
1,000 feet under the ground. I'm not dropping my kid off there.
No.
Yeah, I think they said that was used to be a AT&T communications bunker. That's what it was.
In this story?
Yeah, it was an AT&T communications bunker before.
Why the fuck does AT&T have a nuclear safe?
So they could keep communications in case there was a nuclear
Oh,
attack.
right. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Damn.
Wow, that's neat.
AT&T is that important, huh?
Yeah, I guess
Holy
so.
smokes.
Dude, they fucking suck. Just for anybody that has AT&T, I just had to leave their internet service. You saw in my first couple of episodes that I wasn't able to go live. That's because AT&T is such a shitty service. Listen, AT&T couldn't make their way out of a wet paper bag in a snowstorm. They have so many issues with their internet. If you have fiber, I bet you got decent service. But even my phone is still on their plan, and it fucking sucks. So if you got AT&T, tell them to go shove it where the sun don't shine, and that means up their asshole. In the beginning, between finances and time, the entire renovation process will take years. The family is sharing their journey on TikTok and YouTube under the account Underground Living. So go ahead and check them out. You know, they got the AT&T's old, back when AT&T had good service, they took over their building and made it a home. And it's a beautiful home. And you could get one if you have 300 G's.
Yeah, it's crazy because they bought the place because they just wanted to live in something different. You know, they didn't do it like I'm a doomsday prepper and I'm worried that that the end of the world's happening. He's like, no, you know what? Nuclear bunker. That's what I want to live in.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. When I was in my
looks
teens,
pretty cool now they got it done.
Yeah, when I was in my teens, I had friends that lived in. They bought trailers and lived in trailer parks, and some of them trailers, they're pimped out, dude. It's like it's almost cooler than having a house.
Yeah, I lived in Southern Ohio. There's nothing but trailers.
Oh man,
Trailer park city, dude.
A lot of trailer parks and meth, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sounds like a good night.
What was that? The Eminem thing from 8 Mile. I'm at home in a trailer. Fucking back to more news. I can't remember Where was that? Let's hope. Okay. So here's something that we were talking about earlier in between breaks. So Fadeaway World, more than sports, fadeawayworld.net says rapper Blueface's mother said she rejected Shaquille O'Neal, 50 Cent, and Usher in the past. Thank God for the Usher thing. Doesn't he have herpes?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's like very famously herpes contractor.
That's why he made that song "Let It Burn."
Ooh, and it burnt bad. He burnt his basket so many times, the bread was no longer edible, I guess. I don't know.
She fucking denied all these guys. I bet she feels really proud of herself.
Now, in between the breaks when we were talking about it, me and Tristan had the same outlook. I sent him the news stories earlier to let him do a little recon, and we both had the same idea. When I grabbed this story and I sent it into the show for us to cover, my initial thought was, well, what does Blueface's mom look like? Is she a baddie? If she's turning down 50 Cent or Shaq, Shaq's a fucking monster with a legit baby arm penis. I mean, dude, he would definitely lay it down.
He'd tear up a neighborhood for sure.
Superhead did say that his dick is just like normal for being like a giant. He's just got like a normal dick.
Yeah, normal giant.
But that's Superhead. She's been through like 1,000 dudes with gigantic monster cocks. So Shaq has everything anyone could want. Big Diesel, one of the greatest NBA players ever. He has a whopping $400 million bank account. And he continues to work. He does Liberty Mutual commercials.
Papa John's.
Papa John's. He'll do whatever commercial. He's getting money from everywhere. He's on ESPN.
I think he owns Papa John's now.
He might as well because people hate Papa John himself.
Yeah, Papa John.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like
He
a
does
full-blown cokehead if you ever see him.
He does. Straight out the 80s.
Yeah,
Well, the problem is that
always
he
sweating and shit.
he hunts exotic animals, and that's what people really hate about him and his family. He's
Gotcha.
taught his daughters to hunt like in lions that
and
are
shit.
extinct
Yeah.
and zebras or fucking giraffes. It's not cool to hunt that shit. We're not even in competition with it. Go hunt something normal that you can eat. Go get buck or elk or whatever the fuck Joe Rogan's hunting. Go hunt that shit.
I mean, what the fuck else are you supposed to do though when you have $1 billion pizza company? I mean, I'd probably kill a lot of lions.
Yeah, why would you?
Who's the king of the jungle now, bitch?
Yeah, dude,
Just a reminder to nobody ever manage or hire Josh Sebek.
if my dad owned Papa John's, I'd be killing all sorts of exotic animals, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, if my father owned a Papa John's, I would be the fattest piece of shit on the planet. Because I would eat nothing but Papa John's. I love that they give you the extra peppers on the side of the pizza.
Oh, yeah. Good
Ooh,
people.
the
over there.
pepperoncinis.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, damn, I might need some pizza after this. Even after Superman has been rejected by women in his life and mother of rapper Blueface, Carlissa, is that how you say that? Carlissa Saffold claims that she is one of the few that has turned out advances from O'Neal among other celebrities. You already know I wasn't nothing to deal with 20 years ago, Blueface's mother said in the Instagram. Shit, 25? Put a week on it. Wasn't nothing to play with, okay? Ask somebody. Who I turned down? 50, Shaq, Ice Cube. Who else? Usher? It was a no. So mama didn't play. Better ask somebody. I was nothing to deal with. It was a no. This is her. Oh, I got this like pop-up thing. Let's see if I can play this. Oh, look at her.
Y'all already know I wasn't nothing to deal with 20 years ago.
Ooh.
Shit, 25. Put a week on it.
Ooh, baby.
Wasn't nothing to play with, okay? Ask somebody. Who I turned down?
Look at
50, Shaq, Cube. Who else? Usher. It was a no.
So that's Blueface's mom talking about who all she turned down. And I'm not going to lie, she looks all right for whatever her age has to be. How old is Blueface?
Probably like 20-something, I imagine. Young.
Blueface the rapper. Let's see his Wikipedia. He was born in 97, so he's a younger guy. He's about, when were you born, Josh?
01.
01?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. That's why I didn't know shit about any of the rap you were talking about.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. You didn't even get to witness the trade centers.
I was at a daycare according to my
Get
dad.
the fuck out of my podcast now. I'm kidding. So he was born in 97. You were born in 01.
Yeah.
So he's a little older than you. He's 26 years old. Okay. Let me look for his mama. Let's see what his mama.
Apparently he was like an all-star athlete too.
Blueface was?
Yeah. Now he's just making shit music and going viral for dating.
Oh, what sport did he play?
Football, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know what position he played? He kind of looks like a wide receiver. He has a wide receiver build.
Yeah, he does.
Let's see. Who is this lady? The fight ended with Blueface kicking his mother and sister, known as Callie, out of his California home. That's not the info I'm looking for. How old is she? She's not looking bad for whatever her age is. But if her son's 26, she can't be that old. She's got to be pushing her mid-40s, maybe late 40s.
Something like that, probably.
Yeah.
She looks like a baddie. Them big old titties in this video. She got the milkers.
Yeah.
Mama.
A lot of women would pay for that these days.
I imagine that's her when she was younger on the left side.
Dude, she is a baddie, bro. She was a little baddie.
Why the fuck was she turning down Shaq?
She wasn't turning down shit.
Yeah, you know, I kind
Come
of
on,
thought
man.
about that. Like,
Dude,
did
there's
she?
No way, dude. I don't care.
Cube?
You're
Ice
right.
Cube?
Oh, she said she turned down Ice Cube?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said 50
Oh,
Cent,
she's-
Ice Cube, Shaq, and Usher.
If that is true, dude.
There's no way.
She
Those
deserves
are
to be
all-
alone.
And especially like Usher kind of recently came out with the herpy thing when that wasn't known, fairly recent.
Yeah.
Before what she's talking about. She's talking
Either
about when she
way,
was a
Usher back
baddie
then,
back before Blueface.
Yeah.
She was in the 90s. She was out there throwing that pussy all over the place.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I guaranteed you that if Usher approached this lady, he bagged her.
Yeah.
Because Usher was an icon.
Yeah.
People, dude, I was a super fan of Usher. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Usher was
whoa.
the man, bro.
Yeah.
What
There's no
happened
way
to
he
him?
It's
wasn't
7
in-
o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the street.
He got herpes.
He got herpes. And then he got exposed by some dirty
That's
bitch
what
that he
happens.
must have gave it to. I forget what that story was.
Yeah, he gave some girl herpes.
I mean, apparently herpes is like huge though right now. Like a lot of women.
It always has
I
been.
know a girl who has it.
It always has been
Yeah.
huge.
That's fucking crazy.
They say there's a lot of STDs that are very widespread. They say like it's something crazy. Like half of the Americans have genital warts or some shit,
Fuck.
Jesus
which is
Christ.
scary.
Your fuck.
That is.
Which is
Cool.
scary because girls get them inside their pussy, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
won't even see it.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
You're just gonna grab them. You're gonna bring them home, grow some mushrooms.
Bed bug pussy.
Yeah, dude. Some roaches. Bring some roaches home.
Yeah, it's like, oh, not these again.
Carlissa Saffold and her son famously don't get along. Blueface has said in the past that he has nothing to do with his mother. She raised him and his siblings as a single mom after going through a divorce with her husband when they were younger. She's currently married to her second husband, Sterling Saffold, and has reported net worth of $500,000. She was working as a TV actress in her 20s, but eventually deviated from her career to settle down and raise that shitbag Blueface.
She should have.
That's where I call bullshit.
Yeah, she did not raise that kid.
Yeah.
No.
That's
For
where I
sure.
call bullshit, though. She's a single mom raising kids, but she ain't giving fucking Shaquille O'Neal or 50 Cent or Usher some fucking
Come
time
on
of day.
now.
These guys that got millions
I
of dollars.
kind of understand 50 because 50 really ain't the type of person that you can. If I was a woman and I was looking at like a viable man that will stick around, 50 Cent doesn't seem like the guy that's gonna stick around. But Shaq,
Oh, Shaq's
come
a
on
legend,
now,
bro. Yeah.
he's a fucking lovable ass dude. He's giant. He's packing heat because he's like fucking 1,000 feet tall.
Yeah, Shaq's the man, dude.
He is the man. He fucking owns Papa John's. We just covered. Don't quote me on that. We don't know if that's true or false.
He'd be in those General commercials, right?
Yeah, General.
Yeah.
He does the
What
General.
the fuck happened to General, dude? I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
Yeah, because like, even Papa John's,
General
he's got his own
now.
pizza. He's got like a shakaroni pizza.
Oh yeah, the shakaroni with Papa John's. That's what that was.
You
I
know,
never had that.
You know, Shaq said he came out with those Shaq shoes just to like create an affordable pair for people.
Yeah, and
what's
I
fucked
really
up about
I
that is-
respect that.
I mean, what's fucked up though is I respect that, but if you wore like in my generation, if you wore the Shaqs to school, dude, you might as well just not come to school anymore. Dude, 'cause
I do
people
gotta
roast
say
their life.
that I've seen numerous videos of this man just randomly being in places. Like there was a couple years ago, there was a story where he was in a jewelry store and he was looking at probably some more Superman fucking shit because he loves that stuff.
Right.
But he was in there and there was this dude that was shopping to get an engagement ring for somebody that the kid was in love and he was trying to get married. And the people behind the counter, as they do at jewelry stores, they are upselling him shit that he can't afford. And they're trying to explain to him like the payment plans and what kind of credits that he could pull to be able to get this specific engagement ring. That the kid was like, I know my girl would love this. And Shaq overheard it, walked over and bought it for him and gave him money.
That's awesome.
And he did it like somebody was in there and overheard it and started videoing on their phone like, yo, Shaq out here like doing God's work. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I heard he bought like thousands of people's shit off layaway at Walmart. Like, he
Dude,
just
he's a
paid for
beautiful person.
Yeah, yeah.
So like to turn down Shaq is probably not the best choice if you're a woman looking for real love.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want someone to raise Blueface. Now his name's fucking Blueface. You did wrong. Look at you.
Oh man, and his whole face is blue with tattoo ink.
Holy smokes, that guy needs help.
He is crazy. So from thedecider.com, this is a story I pulled because actually I've been ignoring this story for a while because it's kind of sad. I got to watch Bam Margera throughout the whole thing. I've always been a fan of Jackass since the very beginning when they were first on MTV and they were watching and they were doing the original show. I'm a fan of his brother's band CKY. I love everything that family has done. They stuck together and his parents are wholesome, and I feel so bad for what they're going through with Bam Margera. Apparently he left the detox center early that he was at. He got forced into it in a news story prior to this. His mom sat him down and he was persuaded to going to rehab, and they were trying to fix him up because he keeps on talking about like, well, I'm just going to smoke crack until I die and I'm going to do whatever I want. And he's doing all this weird shit online and exposing himself, showing the darkest areas of him, and people are trying to help him. Steve-O is a recovery guy, and he beat the addictions. Now he's just doing entertainment, and Steve-O has reached out and tried his hand. He's like the last one. Everyone else is like, fuck you. Like, you're not even in the movie. He didn't show up to Jackass because they were like, we don't want this drunk asshole
I heard about
around
that.
here fucking the shit up and just being chaos. They don't want to deal with it no more. They're all old men and they're already being crazy. You don't need to add drugs and alcohol into the mix. So he had been detoxing in San Diego at a place. Lamar Odom helped him get in. However, Bam didn't want to complete the program and left on Monday. According to TMZ, Lamar was desperately trying to convince Bam to return to the detox center, then finish treatment at Odom Wellness Treatment Centers. Lamar Odom, he also went through this treatment. He went to a celebrity with Dr. Drew. What the fuck was that show called?
I'm
Celebrity
not sure.
Rehab?
Celebrity Rehab, I
I think it's Celebrity
Yeah,
Rehab
Lamar
with
Odom
Dr.
was-
Drew.
Yeah, Lamar Odom was a Laker.
Yeah, he was a
he
star
played
with the Lakers. He played with Kobe, right?
Yeah, I believe so. He was married to one of the Kardashian chicks.
Oh yes, he was with the gargantuan Kardashian.
The gargantuan Kardashian. I didn't know they had one of those.
It wasn't Kim. It wasn't Kim. It was the other one.
Chloe, is it?
Chloe. Isn't she the big one?
I think so, dude.
She's always with a basketball player.
I like him thick, man.
She's a baddie too.
They had a celebrity rehab show.
There was a long time ago.
People want attention that bad they'll let people film them at their lowest.
No,
dude, the worst one I ever seen is
Holy
like
smokes.
you ever seen I can't think of the name. It was another celebrity show like that, but instead of like a rehab, they just brought all these people together. It was on VH1. I can't remember what it was called. It was like a house.
Road Rules.
It's kind of like Road Rules, but it was celebrities. But it wasn't called Road Rules. It was on VH1, but they had like Flavor Flav and China.
Oh,
wrestling.
dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to watch that stuff heavily.
And they even had the what's Mini Me from Austin Powers.
Oh no way! I love that.
Dude.
Oh yeah. Oh
Vernon
my God,
something.
Vernon.
Yeah, but dude, they had him. He got drunk the one time. He's like riding around on his scooter and shit. He's all
No,
drunk.
that was that show. I think that was Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, because they lived in a house together, and then they would go have meetings with Drew, and he would do one-on-ones with them apart. Remember when fucking Mini Me, he was drunk and he was sleepwalking or something, and he just started pissing in
started pissing all over
he
people.
started pissing on people and like in a laundry basket, and
Yeah.
he's just walking around pissing, and people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
How was he drunk at the celebrity rehab?
That's what I said. I think that it was the other show because they weren't drinking. He was like wasted, dude. He's like drunk. Dude, and they had like a little scooter. He had a little scooter he rolls on. You know what I'm saying?
He probably only had like a
He's
beer
like,
and a half.
dude, yeah, right. He's drinking and driving his little scooter around.
Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, later called Simply Rehab with Dr. Drew, is a reality show that aired on VH1.
That was on VH1 too?
Yeah, must have been.
What's the
let me see if I could pull this up on YouTube. A quick clip of because Josh is a younger fella. I didn't realize you were as young as you are. This was prime time entertainment.
The Surreal Life.
Oh,
that
is what it was.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you spell surreal?
Surreal.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
But yeah, it's like the same concept. They would have these celebrities come on, and like the end of they don't have anything anymore, but you know they want to still be seen, so they'd come on the show.
No smoking in the house.
Yeah,
There's no
Brady,
access to personal vehicles,
like,
no
one of the
computers,
Brady
no
kids
internet.
is
It's
on
going to be a
there.
train wreck. All right, traffic and weather's coming up next.
I know, right?
People will do anything for attention. I swear to God.
China was the worst one because like she was really bad. They brought in that dude.
This newspaper includes a
X-Pac
schedule of the days of
Dude, X-Pac was the fucking man, dude.
But he came on the show and like tried to get her to leave the house.
Yeah.
and stuff because they were big drug addicts.
Yep.
At the time.
And they were in a relationship for the longest
Right,
time. And
yeah.
you remember, I
One
used
Night
to
in
be
China?
Dude, yes. Yes, dude. That was the best, dude. Fucking X-Pac, I remember in wrestling, I used to be a huge fan of wrestling, and like my
Everybody was in the 90s.
Yeah,
man.
in the 90s, dude, I
Well,
was
the 90s
crazy
era
about
was
wrestling.
Awesome. It was The Rock.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And I remember the rumor going around. It even came to me as a kid that X-Pac in real life was dating China in real life.
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, yeah, X-Pac's like a decent looking dude, but he's so fucking tiny compared to China. I mean,
he was tiny compared to most of the people.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I should have fucking studied before.
Death by Snoo Snoo is like something stupid. It's from a cartoon. I think Futurama or something.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they went to a planet of ladies that are gigantic Amazon girls, and they would fuck them to death.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
Death by Snoo Snoo. Who crushed their pelvises with thrusts.
Sounds like China.
But yeah, Blueface's mom might as well be China. Let's move on from that. Oh, that article is gone. I don't even remember what that was. Shit.
The first one.
We're going to go back into InsideEdition.com. Idaho dad arrested for 4 murders. Says he snapped after a teen victim exposed himself to the suspect's family. So this dude, I read a little bit about the story. This fellow right here, he was at his house with his family. He's got his own family or whatever, and he's living. And his neighbor came over and was flashing himself to his kids.
This guy? This guy's kids?
Yeah, his kids were getting flashed by the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife, I believe, was his wife and kids were together. And
so his wife and kids saw the neighbor's cock because the dude just kept fucking around.
He was beating it.
He was beating his shit.
He was beating his shit.
So he just killed all of them?
So he went over there and murdered
His
the
whole
whole
fucking
family.
Oh, the dude's whole family.
Yeah.
He murdered that dude and his family.
And his family. It was like his 65-year-old grandpa, his mom, and his little brother or something.
Jeez, man.
It just goes to show you when you see somebody with a tattoo above their eyebrow,
don't fucking flash their fucking
you,
kid.
you better keep that cock locked in your drawers.
Yeah, you never fuck with someone with gauges. That's the thing.
Yeah, right.
Mahorjan. Is that how you would say that?
That's about as close as you're going to get.
Miho John Kaler, 31.
It's not Chinese.
Miho's Mexican.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You jerk off. Has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary after he allegedly killed a family of 4.
What the fuck did he burgle?
Yeah, why was he burgling?
They shot them and took something?
Police say Idaho father accused of murdering a family of 4 that lived downstairs from him said he snapped after one of the victims exposed himself in front of the suspect's wife and children. According to court documents, the victim of the fatal shooting, so he went down there and shot him.
Yeah, he just showed up at their house.
They were identified as 65-year-old grandfather Kenneth Guardipi.
Fucking grandpa got it, bro.
41-year-old Kenna Guardipi. 18-year-old Devin Smith and 16-year-old Aiken Smith.
The 18-year-old was the one that was doing the shit.
Oh, so it was fucking Devin Smith.
So
that sounds like a name.
No, the grandpa was just fucking
innocent
grandpa.
bystander. He's just grandpa.
He just fucking popped a Viagra.
He's chilling on his sofa couch. Watching fucking...
Getting ready to rub one out himself.
Watching Wheel of Fortune. Oh, Vanna.
Police investigated the incident and recommended Devin be charged with indecent exposure, but the charge did not appear in the court system, meaning it either hadn't been filed yet or had not been made public. The Associated Press reported, "We responded to the call, investigated the call, and the report was done that day and submitted to the prosecutor's office for charges." Kellogg Police Chief Paul Twitt, you fucking twit, told the AP, "I stand by what my officer did, and he did everything he could at the time. Nobody could have foreseen anything like this." When questioned by police, Kaler called the 18-year-old victim a pedophile and said he was concerned about Devin watching his kids. I'm just gonna stop here and say that I think our buddy Kaler, Major Kaler, he is innocent. I think if I was in that jury, if the police department and the justice system is not going to handle this pedophile exposing himself to my children at my house, I guess it's gonna have to be what do they call that? Street justice.
Yeah, but all of them.
There's a lot of other ways to go around that, though. You could just beat the fuck out of him, or
maybe he did, or no, he didn't. He shot them all up.
I don't know why he had to kill all of them.
To go to the house and kill a 16-year-old kid, a grandfather, and a mother just because that little fucker's doing his thing. You know.
Have you ever seen Red though?
No.
Oh shit! I haven't even been sharing my screen. Nobody's been seeing this. God damn it! So here goes our boy. Right here. I don't know. I mean, he looks like the type of dude that could really snap in a second, but I also feel for him, man.
Well, could he get away with not going to prison? probably not. But
It's almost virtually impossible these days to get away with anything.
He could try to claim insanity, temporary insanity. I lost my shit and decided that I had to do it myself. But do 4 people.
If you're on the jury, how do you?
I look at the other 3 people that didn't have anything to do
Innocent
with the situation.
people. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But what if they all tried to?
Now that would be.
What if it started?
What if they all tried to go over there and jerk off? Is that what
well, no. Yeah. We're gonna have a party.
The whole family.
They've been taking turns jerking off at his front door,
and out the window, just looking
at the screen.
Yeah. It's Grandpa this time, bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, have you accepted Jesus into your heart and soul?
Yeah, but I'd say probably at the end of the day, he chose to kill innocent people instead of just the person that fucked with it.
I'm also kind of concerned about how the whole thing went down.
Yeah,
right now, it's only his
showed
word.
up and shot the kid, and then they
Shot the
started
kid.
attacking him,
Yeah, exactly.
going after him to try to stop him with the gun or something.
So
and he
them other
decided to
3 could have been self-defenses, one after another.
Well, you could call it self-defense. Technically, they're the ones in self-defense. They're the ones fighting this.
Are they, though?
An armed intruder came in their house with a gun, just shot somebody.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it, he fucked up.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation.
Yeah.
But he did the right thing, though. For initially,
he called the cops right after he
did call the cops. He
shot
filed
them,
the
went
report.
home,
It
called the
never
cops.
showed up.
Yeah.
The report never got made public. Nothing. So.
No, yeah, he thought that they weren't going to take the kid to jail for it.
You know what?
Or charge
As a
him at
matter
all.
of fact.
But no, he himself, after he shot them, went home and called the cops and told them that he just killed 4 people.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then, and
Now,
had them
how
come pick him up.
long after the police, after he reports a pedophile act, how long did he sit before he decided to kill this guy, Devin?
I think it was a couple weeks or something like that, because the cops showed up. They said they did the police report. They showed up, but they pretty much gave him a warning. They're like, hey, bro, if this shit happens again, we're going to come over here and, charge you with something. That's usually how it
Why the
goes
fuck
anyway.
did it have to happen again?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so
but
his
he's
girl-
18 years old. He's probably a young,
Yeah,
18 years old,
hot-headed,
young. You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
So at 18 years old, they're going to give you a slap on the wrist at first.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
You
They're
get
gonna be like,
juvenile
so-
life.
Right, but
Give you 2 years and let you out when you're
I don't know.
21.
exposing yourself to kids, they should put your ass in jail immediately.
Oh yeah, they should.
You know what I mean?
Why does he get a break?
I
'Cause
know,
he's
right?
Still almost a child.
I know, right?
So Mahorjan, or whatever his name is, Major Kaler, his wife said her husband had previously talked about what they would do if Devin exposed himself again. And Kaler told her he'd take care of it, according to an affidavit.
He took care of it.
He took care of that shit.
She told police she had thought he meant he would beat up the teen.
Yeah.
And then he went over there and went balls to the wall. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this is something I might want to start following closely and keep my eye on, because I feel for this guy, man. But I do feel what you were saying too. He shot 3 people that were innocent bystanders. That's like, there's no difference between like a drive-by shooting and a random kid getting hit, and him taking out his frustrations on extra people. You know,
Right.
he shot Devin first. He
Yeah.
walked up and got him.
Yeah.
But then you continue through with like a school shooting style fucking execution through the whole house.
Yeah, because that makes no sense to me. Like, if it was like because he thought he'd get caught.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I got to take everybody out now because I'm going to get caught.
Maybe that's what that was.
Whatever. But he went home and called the damn cops on himself. You know what I'm saying? So,
And now he lost his whole family.
right.
now.
And
It's fucked.
he even told his wife before, like, after he called the cops, he told his wife, like, tell the kids I love them. I did it for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now he's in prison. But
That's a tough situation to be
Yeah.
in, man.
I mean, I got 3 kids, man. I love my kids to death, and I'm going to protect them no matter what. But, at the end of the day.
Do you think a penis is enough to kill a family?
A family?
No.
A full family?
It's enough to get him
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
He could come up missing. You know what I'm saying? We got
Lake
bubble wrap
Erie,
at
baby.
work, motherfucker.
We go give you some cement shoes.
I'm
You
a
go
shit-
to the bottom of the lake, bucko.
I'm a shipping and receiving guy. I'll wrap your ass in bubble wrap.
And for our last story, we got to speed things up. Actually, I'll skip this one. This one is not too entertaining here. I want to go into some videos before we actually move out from, or before we close the show, I do have some videos that I ripped off of TikTok that I think are worth watching. Let me... Okay. So check out this video and tell me what you guys think.
Oh no, I have doo-doo all over my dress. How could this happen? What am I going to do? Girl, you got to help me. I have doo-doo all over my dress. Girl, let me just get my scissors.
Let me pause this real quick and let everybody know this is a parody over... Somebody overdubbed parody words over what are they called? 5-minute shit. I forgot what these are called. 5-minute fixes or something like that, or 5-minute crafts.
Oh yeah,
these are 5-minute craft videos, and people are starting to troll them. And this dude's actually kind of spot on. I mean, she was on the toilet, came out doo doo on the back of her dress. This is a very odd 5-minute craft.
Cut this off. You could just wear this, but no, that won't do because this is 5-minute craft. So we have to see what the dumbest fucking thing possible we can come up with.
She's not lying.
Oh, let's make you a trash bag dress. Girl, I'm about to hook you up. You're lucky I was here today. Let me just use this tape that I pulled out of my house.
This person overdubbing
Tie
is
this
so good.
around. That way we can make your boobs look really good. Yes.
I gotta tell you, stupid
Take your
shit like this is
perfectly good
floating around my head
shoestrings out.
all day.
Yeah, literally.
Just tie this around. That way we can add some little ruffles and some little fringe and stuff. Girl, today was your lucky day when this happened to you in the bathroom because I was ready. Had my scissors with me and all. Let's cut this off, make it a little shorter. I think that'll look better.
I do have to say
use the
that
doo-doo dress. Let's see. Let me
trash
just
bag
cut out
dress
this little belt.
Does come together pretty
Mhm,
well.
tie this
Not
around,
gonna
make
lie.
you a little bow,
Girls can literally
girl.
wear anything and be hot.
Oh yeah.
You look like the queen of
If
the
I came
double
out in a
wide
trash bag
trailers.
outfit, bitches would be like, "What the fuck is this? Is this guy homeless?"
Like, don't worry, ladies. I
Wow,
just shit myself.
I can't believe how great this looks.
I had doo-doo on my slacks.
You have a bobby pin
You just
so
act
that
like
I
you never
can
fucking shit on yourself.
put these in for shoestrings since I
Oh,
used your...
speaking of, have you ever shit yourself?
Probably when I had the flu one time. One time I shit in the woods.
Dude, I've shit in a public area.
Yeah, I was like 8 years old. I was fishing with my friend and his dad, and we were like a mile into the woods.
Did you wipe?
So this is what happened. So I fucking, so I go and take a shit in the woods, and it was just like got all over me. And,
no,
yeah,
dude,
And then I had to
no.
get in. I was like 8. I had to get in his truck, dude. And we're fucking driving, and he's like,
Smells like shit
yeah,
in
he's
here.
like, smells like shit. That's what you get for not taking me to the bathroom, bitch.
One time I was walking back, or actually, hold on, before I even start this one, have you ever shit yourself, T?
Yes, I have shit myself.
Oh man, last week
we were playing around. I got we were like 16, and my dude punched me in the chest, like open
Oh
chest.
god, them are the worst, dude.
And I don't know why, but like my stomach was already fucked up that day. Like I had stomach problems all day, and then like he just hit me in the chest, dude, and it was like, I just
Like,
shit myself. I'm like, oh, dude.
Did you tell anyone?
No, hell
Oh,
no.
that's good,
I ran to
that's
the
good.
bathroom and shit, tried to be all incognito and shit. Took my drawers off and I fucking snuck outside. Fucking threw him in the trash can outside.
You
and
Pink
shit.
Panthered your way out of that
Pretty
dude
much, dude.
situation.
Yeah, I got
Right.
out of there.
One time I was I used to hang out in a neighborhood that was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles from where I lived with my grandma. So a lot of times I would walk or ride a bike, and I had to cut through this park that had woods. And the one time I was walking through late at night, I was lit too. I was fucked up, and I'm walking through this park, and I immediately I hear my stomach go bloop, bloop, and I felt myself start to prairie dog at that moment. And I was like, I gotta do something now. And I still had like a mile to walk, maybe a little more. So I went and I stood up on a park bench, and then I sat on the backrest of the bench, and I used that like a toilet kind of. and like I shit on the back of the fucking thing, and then I was freaking out because I didn't want to wipe my ass with the grass because I have a bugophobia. I won't be sticking bugs all up in my ass crack and shit. And getting dirt up in there, and I don't know. I'm weird about stuff like that. I'm very weird about cleanliness and shit. So I took this shit, dude, and I had to walk like a mile home without wiping. And immediately, like, I had to jump in the shower. I scrubbed my ass like it was fucking coral. It was crazy.
It had to hurt too at that point in time. A mile walking.
I threw that loofah away afterwards.
Yeah, I still got it in the shower to this day. The old reliable.
But let's jump back into this real
A
quick.
shoestring instead of just using this to begin with to tie around you, because that would have made too much sense. Oh, let's see. Let's make you a little bag. What can we use for the handle? A fucking mop bucket, of course. Look, yes, perfect.
Fucking mop bucket, of
It's
course.
gonna be so amazing. And just use this mop that I've been mopping up piss with. It's okay. You already smell like doo-doo anyway, so I mean, it's okay. Yeah, well, let's just run that mop bucket.
Poor girls that do themselves. That's terrible.
She made a purse out of a mop bucket handle.
Dude, I mean, that was a really good 5-minute craft. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is a good one. Now, I'll play this again for you real quick. Let me turn down the audio. So this is a team of photographers. They're at a popular area up north where brown bear come and they fish salmon. But these aren't grizzlies, they're just brown bear.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies, when they see you, they're very vicious. They'll fuck you up. But for the most part, when a bear is charging you, from what I researched about this, they are doing an intimidation tactic. So they'll run at you and then they'll kind of veer off. But if you freak out and you try to run, it's like you're trying to run from a cat. You run from a cat, it's for sure coming to kill you. But if you stand your ground, they kind of get a little thrown off. This photographer knows this, and he's been in this situation possibly before. It just reactionary. He was like, stand your ground and the bear will run off. This bear is running 30 miles an hour directly at them from a distance away. I would, like we just previously talked about, would be shitting myself.
Yeah.
Look at him run up. He says, run up. Dude.
He followed the bear with the camera.
He ran at it.
It should say caution. Actions have been done by white people. Go ahead.
Caution. This white guy has the biggest nuts on the planet. Crazy. His balls are bigger than the Dragon Balls.
What if he would have just got attacked? He'd be like, yeah, someone take his camera before they break it.
Usually my TikTok feed has stuff like that. Or like I follow Nature's Metal on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just to see stuff like that. So I thought that was this. I was really surprised that the guy stood his ground and it worked.
Yeah.
Because that bear should have been eating his ass through his face.
Have you ever seen that video of that dude getting chased like fucking 1.5 miles by a mountain lion? He's running down the hill yelling.
On the mountain?
Yeah, on the
where
mountain,
he's like,
running backwards.
He sees it and then he starts going backwards. Yeah, dude, that is terrifying.
Man, that'd make me never hike again.
In that situation, you can't do that.
No.
That mountain lion will fuck you up beyond repair.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure which one this is. Oh, hold on. Have you ever been on a stretcher?
No.
Yes.
Shit, dude.
You have?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I got ran over by a car when I was like 9.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How
Ran
bad?
Over.
How'd that happen?
Did you break anything?
My leg.
Oh, God.
What
part of your leg?
The upper part.
Femur?
Yeah, the biggest bone that you have.
Oh, my
femur,
God.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I
could
had a
kill you,
cast
too.
up to here. Like, it was up to my hip.
Jesus,
Yeah,
dude.
it was rough, man. We were like 9 years old. We were joking around. My sister and my buddy's sister had went to the store and got candy. and we were trying to be cool. We were gonna run up and bag snatch him, you know. So we're like hiding behind this tree.
I used to do that
and
too.
My dude goes running across, and then I went to go run across, and then there was a car, and she hit the brakes, but it was wintertime. And I tried to back up, and I slid right underneath the car. Dude.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, fuck, man. It was rough.
I would pay for that video today.
Dude, the only thing I remember was seeing my shoe. Like, I hit the ground, and I looked in and my shoe was in the air. It reminded me of something out of, like, a movie.
Yeah.
It was, like, slow motion, just my tennis shoe going like this in the air.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, and I even stood up after it first happened. Like, I stood up, and I tried to walk, and my fucking leg went
Buckled?
like this. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was rough.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was crazy.
God. All right, so when you were on the stretcher, did you ever think that this would be possible?
He's even on the back thing. He can't do shit about it.
Dude.
He's strapped to the orange thing with no arm support.
They just leave him there. They're like, well, we tried.
I gotta do something with
I
this
don't think he's
video.
gonna
Let me
make it.
let me take out our graphics so that everybody can enjoy this with us. This is the video one more time. Boop. That's terrible.
He might have got a fat check from that, though.
Dude, I would be fighting for that check.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Man.
Let me throw us back up in there. And I got just a couple more videos and we'll end it. Actually, we'll do one more video. And then we'll end the show. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys get the choice. You want this one or this one? Left or right?
Right.
Right?
Right, yeah. Right,
Okay.
sounds good.
We're going to do the right video.
Clear glass here, green there, round there. I sort glass. That's my job. I learned the job slow, and now I know it by heart.
He earns money, he pays taxes. He's just like you. ARC, the Association for Retarded Citizens.
When was this filmed?
Like, look at this retard. He can
You
do,
should do this.
job. You can do a job just like you can.
I thought glass.
I know whether the
What
brown.
the fuck was the point of that commercial, dude?
It's to show people that you can hire the tards.
Oh.
And with that being said, this has been No Outlet Live. I really like to appreciate Josh, Sebek, and T. the Beast, our new friends, a new community that we have in this show. No Outlet Live. You can find us everywhere. Make sure that you follow the live stream on our Facebook channel, No Outlet Live. We got some good things to come, and next week we will have another guest. I'm actually pretty booked, and we will talk to you guys next week. Don't forget to email us at nooutletlive@yahoo.com for anything regarding businesses. If you have a commercial that you want me to build and to put into our breaks or prior to the start of the commercial, you can email me at Jeremy Tomesek. You see how my name's spelled on there. Let me finger it real quick. Jeremy Tomesek at nooutletlive.com, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
We'll see you next time. This has been No Outlet Live.